Hey, T-Bone, I got a question for you. Who's your favorite singer? Solid pick. Personally, mine's Kurt Cobain. He doesn't really make new stuff anymore, though. I don't know why. Oh, that makes sense. Wait, is that why he doesn't respond to any of my DMs? Oh, what the hell? T-Bone, we really gotta get better security. No. Give me that. Oh, is this a restraining order from Willem Dafoe? I already said to the court, I did not know they were his bushes. T-Bone, you remember, he had that copy of Rango for Wii in his bushes, just lying there. What am I supposed to do, walk past it and, not invade his privacy? But it's Rango. For the Wii. Well, now that I'm looking at it, it can't be from the court. It has a pentagram on it. So, that can only mean one person. Taylor Swift. Nope, yep, it's from Taylor Swift. It even has a signature and everything. Why'd you use red ink? Oh, that's not ink. That's her blood. Ugh, not sanitary. No, it's her trying to cash in on that favor. We made a blood oath one time. I do a favor for her. In return, she does a favor for me. Don't ask. Anyways, it's all about just, trying to corrupt the youth and get them all into Satan and stuff, which I thought she was doing a good enough job at that herself. No, she wants me to do a specific thing. What is this last bit here? Oh, come on. She wants me to talk about Hazbin Hotel. Well, I guess I'll talk about it. I mean, if I don't do it, she can legally take my soul to hell. So, she gets me there. Well, I guess thanks for delivering this letter. Actually, now I think of it, what even are you? Oh, that answers all my questions. I don't know. Yeah, just make yourself at home, I guess. Just sit on my bed. Sit right on my bed. I'm gonna have to clean those sheets after this is done with. So before I get a little too far ahead of myself, let me talk about the background of Hazbin Hotel. Hazbin Hotel started out as a YouTube pilot short, starting out on YouTube on VisiPop's channel. Started, I think, the year 2019, and it just became an overnight success. People loved it. Even I did. I watched it for the pilot a couple times for a while, wondering when the full show would come out. And to be honest, for a while, I was like, okay, this is a dead series. Nothing's going to come from it. And at that same time, I was watching Hell of a Boss, thinking that was a good show. Why don't they give this attention to Hazbin Hotel? Well, at the time, I didn't realize what they were truly doing. They weren't going to make a YouTube series out of Hazbin Hotel. They were going to make a full Amazon Prime TV show. And to be honest, when I heard about that, I got excited. A relatively small-time YouTuber, what you understand what I mean by small-time, YouTuber is getting a spotlight for their TV show, their creations, and that's great. I love to hear that. But the Hazbin Hotel show started in this year of 2024 and has about 8 episodes and 20-minute episodes. And the show is more of an animated musical comedy type of, I don't know, it's a hodgepodge of many different things. So to kind of have a structure in this video, I'm going to have a list of things I'm going down. So first off, I'm going to talk about the basic plot if you don't realize know what Hazbin Hotel is, or if you haven't seen it. And I think the plot is honestly really good and really strong. Every episode keeps you engaged. It keeps you wanting to know what's next. It's not just a basic oh, bad guys. There is some of those, but a lot of it does dive into the question of, can people be truly redeemed? Now, if you look at it as, obviously people in hell cannot be redeemed, that's the whole point of hell. sure, it kind of ruins the experience, but if you look at it as a standpoint of asking the question, can you be redeemed, and how far do you have to be to not be redeemed or to be redeemed? I think it's an interesting question that it brings up the idea of can you be redeemed at all? And I think the story has good story structure, good pacing, and good just story in general. Now, obviously, if you look at it very, very critical, you can see some little slight imperfections, but honestly, I can't remember anything wrong with the story. I mean, it worked pretty good, and it led up to the ending battle, which is where hell fights heaven, and it was pretty good. I don't think there was any like pacing issues. So, what do I think about the plot? It's pretty good. I like the plot. Now let's talk about the characters. Now, Hazbin Hotel has a strong cast of characters, and that's one thing I'll give it. Almost every single character feels good and fun. You want to dive deeper in each of the characters. Sure, you might have your favorite character, but it doesn't feel like, oh, just one character is the strong suit and takes the stage, while the other characters you're like, we don't need them. It feels like every character has their role. Characters like Charlie and Vaggie, I genuinely cannot remember her name. Now, they have a good relationship, they're a couple, but it's still a good relationship. I like how Charlie is the princess of hell, but still is a good character, good person, and still trying to find the good in people, even though her background is literally the princess of hell. And Vaggie, a person that tries to keep her friend and partner in shape, tries to keep them in check, make sure that that they're good, but still has a grasp of reality and tells them when things just aren't possible. And probably the two favorite characters of this whole show, Angel Dust and... Come on, really? Wrong porn star. Nope, wrong porn star. Wrong file. Okay, fair point, but come on. Wait a minute, now think of it. Why do you have that image downloaded? That's fucking weird, man. We're the same person. I know. It's weird. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Jesus. Moving on. Angel Dust, there we go, and Husk. Probably the two most shipped characters I've ever seen in a short amount of time. These two characters are probably my favorite out of the Hazbin Hotel. I know that's basic, but still, I like Angel Dust. It's a very interesting character and one of the strong points of the show. They're the first one to try and be redeemed and go to heaven, and has a lot of problems. They're a porn star, they drug addict, they kill people, and the worst of all, they're gay. And Husk is also another character that has a lot of problems. And voiced by Keith David. Spawn himself, Keith David. And hearing Keith David sing, Alistair. Alistair, I think, is a great character. Obviously, he's one of the fan favorites. But I think that he's just an interesting character. And I like how the show keeps him a little bit mysterious. You don't know where he's from. You know he might be a sinner, I guess, or an earthling, whatever you call him. And you know he's powerful. That's about all you know. You know that he's evil, but that's it. You don't know who he was in his past life. You don't know anything about him. And it keeps a mystery of maybe there's another person keeping him in check, keeping him on a deal. So it's a nice mystery that they don't just completely keep him such a mystery where it's like, okay, then there's nothing to this character if I can't know anything about him. But they also don't reveal too much where it's just like, I already know everything about him. I don't need to try to learn more. Like I said in the beginning, this show has many different things, comedy, action, things like that. But it also has music. It's a musical at heart. And I would be lying if I said the music's terrible. The music is amazing in this show. Now, I knew the show was going to have some music before I watched it. Songs before I watched it, but I didn't expect the songs to be stand out and the best. Some catchy, but when you're watching it, the songs are standout and catchy. They are amazing. They're great. They're some of the best songs I've heard. Songs like Poison. Now, the reason I say Poison is because the song has a great, story to song. Now, you can make a song sound good, but making lyrics to have meaning and story based is honestly pretty difficult. So I think Poison did a good job at making, sure you understood that the character singing the song, Angel Dust, was in pain, felt trapped and felt alone. But I will be honest though, when they started singing the song and the visuals kind of threw me off for a second, I kind of had to take a double take, a triple take, a fourth take. I had to take a couple takes to realize, I had to take a couple breaks throughout the song. It sounds good, but you just feel a little uncomfortable when you're watching it. And then another song with Angel Dust is Loser. I think this is probably the favorite song of everyone, but it is a great song. It has a great dynamic between Keith David, the GOAT, and Angel Dust. So it has just a great, back and forth with the two, and great lyrics, great catchy lyrics. But mentioning just those three songs, because those are the songs I can really remember off the top of my head, all the other songs are great. The only song that is a little less than great is the first one. Beautiful Day in Hell, I think it's called, whatever. That's it. And even then, it's not a bad song. It's just not the best song out of all the other songs. And the animation. I think the animation is really nice. Now, the art style and stuff is based off Vizzy Pop's art and things like that, which I'm saying based. She worked on it. She did the art. But the reason I say kind of based is because she didn't do everything, obviously. A whole production team had to be behind it, but it's still amazing. It looks great. I love the look of the show. I love how everything is very stylized and has a nice look to it. And not everyone is a basic looking demon. Everyone has their own look to them. But also, it can tie in with their sin or them being an imp. It ties in with their character. And I think this show has great characters. That's the music and story-wise, the characters has the best, strongest point of the show. Every character interacts with each other like they should. Everyone interacts like puzzle pieces. They just fit together perfectly. And it's great how everything ties together. Now, in conclusion, I got a couple things to say. One, Christians. I want to talk to the Christians real quick. If you think this show is going to corrupt the youth and corrupt people into believing in hell, actually, you might be right. It's a cartoon. It's a dumb fucking cartoon. Now, you can say that about any cartoon, but it's just a cartoon. It's not a political thing. It's not saying anything about today's climate or anything like that. Yeah, it has a lot of gay people, but it's because it's in hell. Okay? But that's about it. That's about the only wokeness in there. But even then, in this show, it makes sense why there's a lot of gay people. There's a lot of gay people going to hell. I'm not telling you to do anything. It's just saying, forgive. Forgive people. Try and be better and learn to be better. That's the message. You're not going to go into a Satanist meeting and hear this. Brother, why'd you join the Satanist cause? Well, I was tired of the world's restrictions, and I just wanted anarchy and sin to run rampant. New guy, Craig, why'd you join? You're a loser, baby, you're a loser. Now, I know I've been praising the show a lot, but because it's a good show. There's very little flaws, except for one, and even then, it's not really a flaw. It's just a little minor bitch complaint. And I say bitch complaint because it's barely anything. I think in the show, they curse a little too much. Okay, I understand that. But what I mean by curse a little too much is, it's not that I don't want them to curse or I'm trying to censor anything. It's that you can really strategize a curse word. And I know I curse a lot and this is hypocritical, but if you just every other sentence, fuck, cunt, this, it loses the funny or the humor that could be behind it. For example, Charlie. I think she shouldn't have cursed at all, except for like 2 occasions maybe, because it would have been more funny and fit her character a little bit more. She's supposed to be this bright, bubbly character that, is gung-ho about everything. So why not make her where she's like, gosh darn it, this. So when the time comes for, like, example, when she's in Cannibal Town, or whatever the fuck you call it, Cannibal Corpse, she snaps that old lady, it's more funny because this character doesn't curse at all, and all of a sudden she's cursing out this old lady. That would be hilarious. Or Alistair. I think Alistair shouldn't have cursed at all, except for a couple occasions, because Alistair would think cursing is beneath him. He doesn't need to curse. He's not some of these simpletons. He's a god in his eyes, so why not make it where he just doesn't curse? And even then, it's not a complaint. Really, it's just a minor nitpick. The show is still good. I just think that they could have preserved their cursing with certain characters. So, I think it's a great show. And I'm very excited for what comes next. The only reason I was scared to talk about this is because the fan base. The fan base is crazy. So, yeah, it's a good show. And it corrupting the youth, that's stupid. What cartoon would corrupt the youth? Besides that. Well, I guess you can fuck off now, since I, talked about what your boss wanted to talk about. Wait, I forgot to ask. So, Taylor Swift just has a little, servant minion thing? You can fuck off now. I don't like how you move. You don't look right. Ugh. You look bad. You are the essence of just, no. Oh, thought it was a bear. Oh! What if it's a Game Boy? Well, only one way to find out. So this is the restraining order.